Welcome to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. This is now episode 4 of our current guest Game Master season.
And it's getting creepy?
It's not getting creepy. Why would you even say that? It's been a lot of fun so far. Every episode, we have guests come onto our show to run us through a room that they have created out of their own mind. The emphasis of that would make more sense if you've listened to all our other episodes, but trust me, I was flipping it on its head. And this episode, we have Mathijs Jansen. Welcome.
Woo! I feel welcomed already.
Brilliant. So you have written a room for us. I don't know anything about the room, I don't think. If I ever knew, I've forgotten. I don't think I have any hints or spoilers for this room. But I'm excited to play through it. Can you spoil it before we start? Is there any spoilers?
Do you have any teasers?
Oh, well, teaser. I gave you a little bit of teaser during the prep, so it's like I'm going to give you a little bit of private information.
Oh, that's
so that's all the information you're gonna get from me right now. Also, it's not gonna be creepy. It's all gonna be very nice.
I feel
like a spy. Do you know what
we're
going to have to do when we get that private information? When we get that private information, we're going to have to kick the other one out of the room so we can describe it to the audience.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the audience will know, but we won't. You'll have to go.
That's true.
And you can go.
How rude.
And when you have your secret information, you also leave and record a separate thing on your phone or something.
I understand.
I don't want to have to get up.
This makes sense.
All right. So we have the same questions for all of our guests when they come onto the show. So this is an escape room podcast. So, Mathijs, what's your escape room experience?
I've done a couple of board games, and I'm going to count those separately. I think I've done 6 or 7 in total. I've done them basically in 2 groups. I've done 5 with my family and 2 with my friend group. Of the one I've done with my friend group, we've gone out in record time. We're always super fast. We're already a bit too competitive about it, which is always fun. And the guy, my favorite part was at some point there was a magnet puzzle, and we got a magnet which had to use the other puzzle. But there was also a final puzzle which also happened to use a magnet. And one of the people in the group was like, this is a magnet. I wonder if this fits. Click, door opens in 12 seconds.
Oh!
And the guy was like, no, don't do that. Oh my god. So one just broke the room, and that was hilarious.
So the other side of this show is that it's escape rooms mixed with a sort of tabletop role-playing style. So what is your tabletop role-playing experience?
I've done theater as a kid. I've done a lot of improv theater as an adult as well with my friend group. I played a bunch of one-shot. I played in several Pathfinder campaigns, played in Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, and I've also DM'd, as you might have guessed. I always design my own adventures, not necessarily tied to one system.
You say that we might have guessed this, but this is so much more experience than most escape room GMs have had. This is quite impressive stuff.
Well, I think that we're ready.
Yeah, I'm super curious. I think we're good to go.
So first, the rules. There's no breaking in this room. It's a bit more roleplay heavy, but some things have an exact solution. There's going to be a little bit of private information. I'm going to send you, at some point, a little bit of private information. And if you happen to say it out loud, or if something goes wrong, if you accidentally share it, that's okay. I'm just asking the other person. Just pretend they haven't heard it. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of parts where you are separated. But most of these things will be pretty self-explanatory. We'll get to them.
Oh man, I'm scared. I can't do things on my own. I'm not that sort of person.
Well, you're going to have to.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay.
So you two are co-workers, and your boss has been less than impressed by your performance for the last couple of months. There's been some issues between the two of you that you're not the most communicative people. So he's sending you on a training course for what you call the team building exercise to be better communicators. You're being sent to this rather fancy place somewhere in the city, and it's an institute that specializes in team building and all that good stuff. Once you are once you enter, you're introduced by a guy in his 40s, like a smartly dressed, like a proper suit, and looks like kind of serious about you. And you're our new what do you call them, audience members?
Participants.
Yeah, participants. And I'm very happy that you're here to join me. I think this will be good for you, and it'll be good for the company as well, of course. And you're being...
This guy's evil. I don't trust him for a second.
You don't know that yet.
I don't trust him. He's a man in his 40s.
And you're being separated, so you're being this with rules. So one more thing is very important. These will be separate rooms. There will be a separate. You'll be separated as well, but each room will be sort of its own little thing. Don't bring any stuff with you between the rooms. And if you ever get stuck, just give me a holler and I'll find you. There's cameras hanging around, so we can monitor your progress. And with that, you're being separated. Danny is giving the hallway to the left. Bill's going to the hallway to the right. So you walk through the first door, and there's a large sort of glass partition, like a glass window almost, but it's like a meter thick. You can see each other through the glass window.
Billy, that waving at me is not going to make it into the podcast.
Sorry, Bill silently waves.
You can wave loudly if you want to, but it's not gonna... So I'm going to...
I pretend I can't see him.
2 hours pass by. Yep. So there's a glass partition in the middle, and on the far side of the room, that's called the far side room to the north,
okay.
There's a metal door, and to the right of the metal door, and this counts for both of you by the way, there's a keypad with 2 red blinking lights. And for both of you, there's a plaque above the keypad, which you can't quite, it's sort of engraved in, so it's kind of hard to see from the other side. And it says, the code is, and then for Danny's room it says the thing I've sent to her, and for Bill's room it says the thing.
So I suppose we both sent the same thing. We each have a secret 4-digit code that neither of us knows. I mean, we each know one of the codes.
Interesting.
Do you want to tell the audience our codes? No, let's not. Let's keep them secret, even from those at home. Look, if you look in the show notes, I'm sure you can find the codes.
All right.
And that's about, and there's nothing else in the room. There's like a camera hanging there and a speaker, but that's just to make sure you're...
That's it?
So basically, we've each got our own little keypad with 2 red lights and nothing else is in the room.
There's the glass partition.
Yes, we can see each other. Well,
and the locked door.
I would like to put the code that you gave me into my own keypad. Beep, boop, boop,
as you put it in, you get and a disappointed beep says, well, that's probably not the right code.
All right, cool. I head over to the glass partition, and I don't know how much the weather in this room is going to make a difference to this. I press myself up against the glass, and I go...
She's hyperventilating. She's having a panic attack.
I'm already done. I'm fogging it up.
Yep.
And I just draw a little heart.
Ah.
Teamwork. Team building.
Well,
got to show a good attitude.
I fog up the glass, and I draw a number 2, and then a number 4, and then a number 6, and then a number 2 in the fogged up glass.
You wrote them backwards. I don't understand that.
You can figure them out.
All right, I head over to my key.
Can she, Bill? Can she? That's up to her, right?
No, I'm putting my foot down.
Give me my agency.
Fine, here I go.
You're writing them backwards?
This is hard to do.
How am I supposed to figure out what that would look like?
All right.
No, you're just holding up backwards numbers at me.
Can you read what do these numbers say?
This is making for an excellent podcast, Bill.
What do these backwards numbers say, Danny?
Well, it either says 2462 or 2642.
Yeah, true.
How do I know? You should have put an arrow or something so that I knew which way to read. Learn to communicate.
There you go, how's that?
All right, I head over to my keypad and I try putting in 2462.
Oh, it was 2642, you fool.
Oh.
No, it's good.
As you put in the number, there's a little bling.
That sounds happy.
And for both of you, one of the 2 red lights turns green.
Nice. I now look at you and I mime. I beckon you over, and then I cup my ear and I go, No,
I already came up with the whole fogging on the glass thing. There's got to be some other exciting way of doing this.
Yeah, I had a different plan.
All right, I hold up.
5.
I hold up some fingers. Maybe that was a bad idea. I look contemplatively for a moment, and then I do the no.
Okay, yep, sure.
Thing. Okay, so you know what? I just stand perfectly still with my arms by my sides. And I look expectantly.
Okay, 1.
All right. Then I do. Okay. How am I gonna do this?
I'm glad that this is the number you're trying to start you on, Danny. I love this.
Okay. I do my best plie, and I hold the plie with my arms over my head like I'm about to do a pretty pirouette at the same time.
So you've got like okay, so you're an 8.
And then I stand back up again.
And you're a 1.
And then I plie again with the arms and
You're an
everything.
8.
And then I stand back up again.
Oh no, why? 1 8 1 8 1.
And then I give
But
you
one of those ones has to be wrong. So I try 1 8 1 8. All right, I try 1 8 8 1.
Why don't you trust me?
I try 1 8 1 8 1.
1 8 what?
1 8 1 8 1.
Bling!
Okay. I assumed
Honestly.
it was going to be a 4-digit code, and you were just resetting between the 8s.
I love the fact that you were like, Bill said
Right away.
4-digit code, and then Danny's face went, and Bill didn't pick up on that at all.
Nope.
You should have just done your fingers. 1.
But then you would have started ignoring me. I had to make it really interesting so that you
Why would I have ignored you? What else do I have to do with it? This is an empty room.
So that you kept paying attention up to the last digit. Because as it turns out, you were only wanting 4. You would have left.
I wouldn't have left. I didn't leave after you played the second time. Yes, I put in 1 8 1 8 1, and it dings.
Like, I think this is an excellent team building exercise. I think we're getting to the part of communication.
I communicate through dance, and that's okay.
I breathe on the window, and backwards I write, "Why didn't you just hold your fingers up? Or heck, even done what I just did with the glass. It looked like it was your original plan, but you didn't do it. Like, it seems weird that you wouldn't have used the whole plan that you put in place to communicate to me. What was with the dancing? Question mark, question mark, question mark."
I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
The door's open
The door's
on either
open, let's
side.
go.
Door's open. Your words have already faded. All right, what do we got?
So you're going into the next room, as the doors close behind you once again. And this time there is not a glass wall, it's a big like stone concrete wall. So you can't really see each other.
Oh no.
On the north corner, like between the north side and the big concrete wall in the middle, there's a tiny sort of metal shutter. This is also true for you, Bill. Like a shutter, like big heavy metal thing.
Sure, I cannot draw that, but I get what you mean.
Next room will be things that Danny is good at drawing. It's a square room with squares in it.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I have drawn it so far.
Perfect.
But I've got some good news for you, Danny. Inside the room, there's several wooden cubes.
All right, well, drawing that is going to keep me distracted for a while, so I hope there's nothing else in the room.
There's a total of 9 for you. There's on the north side. There's also another metal door and a keypad. And this one has a code for you, Danny.
Okay.
And Bill, you also have a code. Bill, you also have a number of cubes on the floor. And just to clarify, Danny, on your side of the floor, there's 9 total wooden cubes.
Yep.
And they're numbered 1 through 9. They're sort of like number cubes.
Okay.
Bill, on your side, there's 8 wooden cubes, and they're numbered 2 through 9. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, interesting.
You're missing a cube.
So I've only got 2 to 9.
The other thing that's important for both of you, on the left, there's a metal plate that sticks from the floor about maybe half an inch or so, and appears to be like clearly raised a little bit, something you can stand on maybe.
If I go to stand on that, does it move? Does it sink down into the ground or anything?
If you stand on it, you feel a clunk as it sinks down to the floor level, and the shutters raise on both of your rooms.
Oh. Ooh.
Ooh.
And as the shutters raise, you can just about see that there's a thick glass window sort of in between. The same sort of window that was in the previous room.
Yeah, but that's...
So-
according to my drawing, I have drawn that quite far away.
So I am not standing on that grate, but my shutter is open.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go over to that shutter, and I'm just going to stick a hand in. Can Danny see my hand waving?
No, you can't really see each other. Like, the angle's just kind of awkward.
Yeah,
Okay.
and,
But
exactly how I've drawn
I
it.
could see what was in there if...
Yeah. you could see, like, if Danny were to say something, put something in front of it, you would be able to see what was put in front of it.
All right. I say that what I should do, and we're gonna Batman this. I'm gonna try and figure out what I'm gonna put in my window.
Yep.
And I'm gonna draw it, and I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna draw the cubes that are in.
Oh,
there.
that's so good, Bill.
Sure.
That was what I was hoping
So
for.
we're gonna diddle this.
Okay.
So this is all dead spaces going out. That's what I'm gonna do. I have arranged my cubes, and I'm ready to show them to you when you're ready.
All right. So you stick them in front of the thing, and then you go and stand on your
I arrange
plate.
my cubes, and I go and stand on my plate.
All right.
And you walk over.
Yep.
Would you like to describe to the audience what you see?
Oh, okay. So over on the left, there's a 5 and a 7 on top of each other. And then there's just a 3. And then there's just a 4. So I suppose, theoretically, I'd be thinking, well, now all I can see is 5 of a 7, and that's not going to happen. So I suppose, like, if I'm going with simplicity, I'd probably say that 5 and that 7 on top of each other probably added. So I'd go 12, 3, 4. There are some other ways I could interpret that, but that'd probably be my first try. So can I put 1, 2, 3, 4 in?
There's a bling
I like that.
as one of the 2 red lights turns green.
Yes, I didn't have a 1 block. I had blocks 2 to 9, so I had to get that across. And I thought 12 was a pretty good plan.
Yep.
12 and 3 and 4.
Okay, so I give a thumbs up that you cannot see. We swap positions.
We swap positions.
I do my arrangement. I'm so sorry. So I go and stand on my thing, and you see that.
I see just a single block, which is 9. Now, the only problem with this is, last time our codes were different lengths. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the keypad, and I'm going to hit 9. Does anything happen?
No.
Great. I hit...
And the 9, and like there's almost like an expectant beep. Like,
yeah. I wait.
something else coming, or
and
just
then
9.
if it doesn't,
And
like,
after-
because I now know how long between input and beeping, right? Danny went 1, 2, 3, 4, ding. So I'm going to go 9, 9,
No.
9, 9.
Bling.
Oh, there we go. It's 4 9s.
I was trying to come up with something creative, some way to. Is there any way I can rotate a block to make it look like a multiplication or something? No, then it'll just put 36. So I was boring.
You know what I would have done if I were you?
What?
I would have put your 9 in, walked over, jumped on your tray so it opens for a second, then jumped off, then done it again,
Oh, that's
then
clever.
done it again, then done it again.
Oh,
4 flashes of a 9. That's what I
Damn.
would have done.
yeah,
But then
that's.
again, I'm just good at solving puzzles.
I see you're a real team player as well, Bill.
This team building exercise is
Solving
teaching
the
me
problems
nothing.
for the team.
All right, I'm ready to move on.
You walk through the doors close behind you, and this was a little bit different than the previous rooms. There's still like a big concrete wall in between, but now there's tiny little, they're about maybe an inch or so, pretty thick holes built through them.
Ooh.
It's a 4x3 grid, and there's just walls. There's
4 across or 4 up and down?
4 across, 3 up.
Beautiful.
And there are like holes drilled through the ceiling, and if you look closely, you can look right through them, and you can see that the other person on the other side.
I wave. I wave. Danny's not waving.
I can't tell that you're waving. I stick a finger through a hole.
Ah!
That's all I got.
It's quite thick. It's about maybe like you look like if you know about how thick the other walls was, it's probably like a meter across. So you can stick your finger in,
But it won't
and
come
you
out.
reach around a little bit. It's like
And
there's a bit of concrete
how
dust.
wide did you say these holes were? They're not very wide.
No, they're maybe like half an inch or
Okay,
so.
cool.
I think they're like,
Perfect for a finger.
as you reach in, Danny, you also feel like a little bit of metal inside,
Okay.
part of maybe like an electric circuit or something.
Oh.
Oh, weird.
On your side and on your side as well, Danny, there's 2 long metal rods, approximately about, well, I would say roughly the length of the hole, and so you both have 2 each on either side. Above the grid of 4x3s, there's also a image drawn, and I'm going to send that to you now. So,
Oh, that's interesting. What does that mean?
and as on the far side, so the north side, there's a door, but it does not appear to be a keypad this time, just a locked door.
No
Oh.
keypad. Okay. Ooh, this is interesting. Do you want me to cover my ears so you can describe what you see, Billy?
You describe it. I'm gonna.
You can hear each other. You can see through little holes
Oh.
in this wall. You can see each
That
other.
didn't occur to me.
brilliant.
You can hear each other.
We can hear this time.
Hello. This is my through a tube voice.
Oh, okay.
Hello. So how are you going? See, what I would have done is I would have put the 9 in and then stood on the pad and then got off again and done that 4 times to flash the 9 at me.
You're gonna make us fail, dude.
I'm just saying that would have been a smarter use of your an unambiguous message, really.
Well, you know what? I think what you did was really great and really smart, and I respect you as a
Oh.
colleague for it.
I agree.
You hear that, guys? You hear that?
You feel that someone is scribbling a note on a notepad somewhere.
So what I've got here, I got a picture above my grid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
not?
No, yeah. Sorry, I forgot where it was.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I thought you had an extra picture.
No, there's a picture
I was
above my grid.
jealous.
And so it's got stars.
Yeah.
And the stars seem to relate to the holes that we've got, right? I've got 4 stars across, 3 stars down. Now, on the rightmost 3 columns.
Oh, the rightmost 3 columns. Okay.
Yeah. So everything
The
other
majority.
than yeah, right. It is all blues at the top, all reds in the middle, all yellows at the bottom. Those are the colors of the stars. However, on the leftmost column, the red is at the top, the yellow is at the top. Sorry, is in the middle, and the blue is at the bottom. As if they have all cycled one thing up, and the blue went from the top back to the
Oh.
bottom. I've also got 2. I don't know. I've got these green marks.
That
Do you
makes
have green
sense.
marks on the side of
Yeah,
yours?
yeah. It looks like circuit ends or something, maybe.
Oh, that makes sense. So, like, it comes in one side and then goes.
Yeah.
to the
Now,
other.
where are
Okay.
yours positioned?
Top left and the bottom right.
Mine is the opposite.
Well, that makes sense because it'd be like my top left is your top right.
Reversed.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Okay. So mine is similar, and now that you say like they've been cycled, I can see that my 2 rightmost ones are identical: blues, yellows, reds going down. But my first 2 look like some cycling could have happened there.
Interesting. Your first 2 on the left.
Yeah.
So that would be the equivalent of mine on the right. That to me are
Oh
fine.
no!
Right, because if they're on the left of yours, they're on the right of mine. So what are yours like? What are your leftmost columns like?
Mine has the blue on the bottom instead, so it needs to do 1 down
Okay,
cycle,
yep.
and my other one needs to do 1 up cycle because the blue is currently in the middle.
Interesting.
I think we may need to just experiment a little bit to see what
do you want
happens
to
when we
jam
stick
a
some
rod
poles
into here
into
and try and
things.
go up or down or see if anything happens?
Yeah, I think we need to figure out what's going to happen when
All
we
right, you
interact.
go ahead.
Do some jamming.
Jam it up.
Jam.
I hope you like jamming too.
Do it.
Oh, do you want me to do it? You do
I'm not
it.
gonna screw it up.
All right, I'm going to take one of my jamming rods and I'm going to stick it into the top leftmost hole on my end and see if I can crank it down and see if anything happens.
You stick it in. It's quite a close fit, so it's like it's obviously meant for this hole. And you just slowly slide it in. Make sure you have a little bit of room to be able to retrieve it in case you ever want it back. You can hear like a little bit of like electric zooming, like noise as some sort of current passes through it, but not much else. There's not like a ding or a loud klaxon or whatever.
Interesting.
And it's a hole drilled straight through the concrete, so you can't really
No.
move it up and down. You can just move
So now that we have the information we each have, what's the puzzle?
Where did you jam that in?
I jammed it in what is my top left, so your top right.
Okay, great.
Which to me is a red star, but to you I believe it's a blue star.
Correct. Now, we've only got 4 rods. Do you think there's some way that we can like get the power going from one green to the other green?
Well, that makes sense to me.
Like to me, I've got a line of blues that takes me straight from one to the other.
Okay, I don't have any line that goes from one to the other.
Ah, interesting.
I've got a red that goes from there and then down to the middle and then across. And that's it. Like the red is touching it. I can't line them up. Does it make sense that blue goes from one to the other? But then you can just do that.
Entirely,
Like,
just likely a coincidence.
why would mine be lined up differently than yours? Like ours are not reflecting
Yeah,
the
I'm
same things. Like where
definitely
you have a blue star on certain
concerned
places, I don't have a blue star.
that there's
for the
some
same
meaning
hole.
to this that I haven't seen yet.
But we do usually have to do one. So maybe we're each trying to solve our own version of it.
Mm.
But what would we put our sticks into? Do we need to just all put them in? Can we just try?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's try your line of blues.
Okay.
So where do I need to stick 2 of mine?
So you keep your first one where it is, and then one in the one right next to it.
Just directly to the
Right.
to me, right to
Yeah,
for you
yeah.
left. Great.
Give
I
it a
put
go.
one in the second column, top row. I put my second rod.
And I stick mine in my bottom left and second column middle, where the other 2 blues are.
There's like a little bit of purring, but there's like as there's some sort of connection, but it's clearly not quite
Yeah, so
the
it's
right
definitely some
connection.
right ones.
But
The
that was
other-
putting them all in the blues that you have on your side.
Yeah, the other one I was thinking, I don't think if we've got so many things that are in common with each other, there's not going to be 4 spots that we have the same color, right?
Well, maybe there is actually.
You reckon?
Maybe there's only 4 that are the same because my second column from the left
Yeah.
is the same as your second column from the right, I believe. Blue, then red, then yellow.
No, mine goes blue, yellow, red.
Oh, cool. Sorry. Let's maybe you're right. Maybe there are only 4 because I've got one. My left column is displaced, which is the equivalent of your right column. What does your rightmost column look
My
like?
rightmost column is blue, yellow, red.
The equivalent to me is red, yellow, blue. So none of that is the
Totally
same.
different.
Your second to right column,
Is blue, yellow, red.
mine's from the top.
Yeah.
Blue, yellow. Mine's blue, red, yellow.
Okay, so maybe that's a thing in common.
So we got that blue. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump,
That
bump.
said, we're already halfway through our columns. I don't know if I like my chances.
My third from the left, so your
Second from
second
left,
from
yep.
the left. Mine is blue, red, yellow.
I have that yellow.
Okay. And then my rightmost column, which is your leftmost column,
Yeah.
mine is blue, red, yellow.
Ah, only got the red. That's 3. That feels so good, but
Well, hold
didn't
on.
work.
Are you sure about your first?
Yeah, let's check.
Oh, what was
column?
what was the first
Yeah,
one
my
again?
leftmost column, which
Yeah,
is your rightmost
yeah.
column, mine is red, yellow, blue.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my middle is yellow.
Ah, cool. Great. So we now
One
have...
of us stopped thinking at some point there.
It was probably me. Okay, cool. So I'm going to deal with what are my 2 leftmost columns, which are your 2 rightmost columns.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then I'll do my 2 leftmost columns.
So on my leftmost column, I'm going to stick one in the middle, and then on the next one to the left, one at the top.
And in my leftmost columns, I'm going to go middle and lower.
Great.
And there's a bing.
Nice.
And I hope
And
the door
my
opens,
door
because
opens.
since we've started plugging these holes, I'm finding it hard to breathe.
Both of your doors open at the exact same time.
Perfect. I run to the room before Danny gets there.
This is a weird collection of drawings that I'm amassing for this
I am
room.
not. I keep erasing each room
What?
as we go through.
History!
That's for the Instagrams. But you need to learn from your
Right.
mistakes, Bill.
It's gone.
Or Daddy needs to learn from your mistakes, Bill.
Well, it's gone now.
You think I'm going to remember what this stuff means a year from now?
As each room is completed, it disappears into the ether.
Who is this little dude I've drawn on the right?
That's the 40-year-old man.
I know it's the 40-year-old man now, but
That's
I
the
won't
evil
next year.
guy. All right, what's the next room?
Alright, you enter the next room, and this one looks a little bit different than the previous rooms. The other rooms were a bit more like cells in a way. They're sort of very Spartan, basic rooms.
Mm.
And this one appears to be almost like a bathroom. So on the far side you have a bathtub.
Sorry, because I haven't drawn a wall yet. Is this one split in 2 as well?
Yeah, this is split in 2 again. You got separated with a big stone wall as far as you can
More
see.
stone, excellent.
It's clear that you can't hear each other again, basically.
Ah, gotcha.
Both of you have, on the north side, you have a metal door. On the, I'm gonna say that the middle side, you have a mirror with a sink underneath. Bill, on your side, there's a bunch of buckets, and I'll get to that if you want more information.
Sure.
On the side closest to the door, there's a toilet. It appears to be not plugged in. And what's interesting is there appears to be like a pneumatic tube hanging close to the toilet. In case you wanted to send important things while you're on the toilet or you need an emergency loo roll delivery or anything.
I love it.
Bill, on your side, you have another metal door and a plaque that reads, the code is something, and I will send you what the something is right now.
Nice. So I've got buckets and a code.
Yeah, and Danny, you have a metal door with a keypad, but you don't see the thing. There's a code anywhere, it doesn't seem to say.
Great, pressure's off.
Now, are you saying that the sink and the mirror are on the connecting wall between the 2 rooms?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
that wasn't. I drew it on the other side.
Now, Danny, in episode 1, you asked me, how do you draw a sink without it just looking like a big, tall toilet?
Yeah,
Have
see,
you improved your sink drawing skills?
well, now it looks a bit like a monster face.
Oh, no, that's good. That's a great little sink.
I mean,
Believe in yourself.
it's definitely a face.
I knock on the glass by the sink.
As you move closer, what you thought was a mirror actually turns out to be like a one-way mirror. So you can see into Danny's room.
But Danny can't see me?
As far as you can tell, like, I'm not sure if Danny does anything with the mirror. Danny, for you, it's just a mirror, like a standard bathroom mirror. And Bill, as you approach the sink, you actually see some markings in the sink.
Ooh, another secret
What?
message.
You're now 2 messages ahead of me.
I got secret
I gotta get searching.
messages.
Oh no, I
You've
dropped my
got
pen.
nothing at all.
Danny, you also see a sink.
Yep. I get searching. I'm feeling left out.
You get some markings on your sink as well. Bill, the sink doesn't appear to be plugged in. Like there's some water in the basin, but there's like the draining pipe doesn't appear to be connected to anything. And underneath your sink, it's filled with water to the level I portrayed.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath the sink stands a series of buckets. So there's a bunch of buckets if you want to take a close look at them.
Yeah.
But they're sort of apparently there to catch the water in case someone pulls the plug.
Yeah, can I have a closer look at these buckets?
So there's 6 in total. Appears to be like a large red bucket. Stacked in that is a slightly smaller but still pretty big yellow bucket, inside of which is a blue bucket, and then what appears to be like toy versions almost of the bucket. So they're like maybe like the size of an egg, like tiny little adorable little metal buckets of the same color again. Red one, yellow one, blue one, but those are tiny.
So I have nesting buckets. Red, yellow,
Yes.
blue, red, yellow, blue, getting smaller and smaller. I've got a sink with interesting markings that I can't say to Danny. Hey, Danny, take your headphones off
Oh, okay.
so that you can block your ears.
Yep, no
Don't
problem.
listen to my description.
Okay.
Hey, people at home. So this sink has like markings on it that are clearly like level markings, like you would mark the volume of the water that's in the sink, but they don't go in order of volume. They go from the top, which would be the most volume because it's filling from the bottom. They go 2, then 4, then 5, then 3, then 7, then 8, and then 1. So it seems like a way to send a message of numerical values, but I don't know if Danny's markings are going to match mine, if any, and I don't know how to send messages across, but that's where I'm at right now. It's weird.
If you look through your mirror/window, you can see that there's a sink on Danny's side, and you can see there are some markings, and you can just about make out the numbers, but there doesn't appear to be any water in hers.
Do the numbers look the same as mine? Do they match mine?
I will send you what you can see.
Ow, my ears hurt.
Danny can hear again.
Whew, wow, yeah, that was really difficult. Remind me next time, just walk out of the room.
Yeah, sure.
Whew. Okay, well, am I expected to do something now? I'm going to just wander around, so inspect the other things. So I've taken a look at the sink in my room.
Mm-hmm. Danny, your sink also has the 3 big buckets.
Oh, I got big buckets?
Yeah.
But all right. Well, in that case, can I take a look at some of the other things that are in my room?
Which one would you like to take a look at? There's a bath, and there's a toilet with a pneumatic tube.
Yeah, I'd like to look at the bathtub first. It seems like that's slightly less exciting than pneumatic toilet.
It's a bathtub. It's like a big metal bathtub. You fiddle with the controls a little bit, just because you can. And much like the sink, it doesn't appear to be connected, sort of like a bathtub. But it's full almost to the rim, so you think that someone must have taken quite a bit of time hauling water in it. And inside the bathtub are floating several rubber duckies.
Yay!
I am going to send you a picture of the rubber duckies right now.
Does my bath have any water in it?
Yes, it does. In fact, yours also has several rubber duckies, and they look something like this. They're all, and this counts for you as well, they're all roughly the same size of about an apple, like a standard rubber ducky size. Except for you, Bill, the one that's bigger in the image, that appears to be about the size of a coconut. So it's pretty
Okay.
massive.
Oh, what the heck are these ducks?
I am baffled.
Do you want to describe your ducks while I block my ears?
Remember, you can see inside my
Well,
room.
I can see your ducks. Tell
so
me what
you might be able to see a little bit
Can
of
I
my
see
ducks.
these ducks?
I
Tell
am
the
intrigued
class
enough
about
by
your
these ducks that I'm going to hold them up. Okay, so
Describe the ducks to the world.
well, no. Like, take a look because some of them I'm gonna have trouble. What is that first duck?
That first duck is like a hairy duck with a fun hairdo, but also hairy body.
It looks like a duck with
It's
dark
a duck
hair.
dressed as a gorilla.
The images are kind of small.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be a black sheep duck.
Oh, a sheep.
I see that. It is curly. What's the next
Yeah,
one?
yeah. I definitely was seeing more fur than jacket. The next one looks like a little angel.
Okay.
Love it. Next one, definitely a farmer of some sort. It looks like it's straight out of Stardew. The next one, very Native American looking. Next one's a cow. That's not even a duck.
So not a duck dressed as a cow, but just a cow?
I mean, if it is a duck dressed as a cow, it is impressive. And then the last one is a royal duck. It's a king duck. And yeah, I spot a few numbers on the bottom. Just, single-digit numbers. Curious.
Feel free to tell the audience while I block my ears.
Well, I don't know how much it'll matter, but like in order. So the black sheep one, 7, the angel 3, the farmer 3, Native American 6, cow 1, and king 4. So I'll definitely be seeing if I can do something letter-wise with those. I'll have to have a think about that. I mean, I got to kick Billy.
Yep. Okay. All right. That's interesting.
I like this kick-based communication system.
That's all we got.
Yeah.
This is marriage.
I also have some ducks. Shall I describe my ducks, but not to you?
All right, I'll leave.
Are you going to just leave? It's not going to be that long. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ducks, which is the same number of ducks that Danny had. One of them looks like, I guess, a white sheep duck. One of them, again, is wearing a Native American headdress. One of them is another farmer duck. One of them is another royal duck. One of them is that like a reindeer duck?
I think it's a cow, brown cow.
Oh, no, you're right. That is a cow. But it's pretty ducky. But that's a cow duck. So I've got most of the same, except my sheep is white. But instead of an angel, I have a devil duck. But my devil duck is big. That's my coconut duck. And the devil duck is the only duck I have that has any kind of markings on it. It's just got a 3 on it, this big duck. But none of my other ducks seem to have numbers. It's just that one has a 3 under its pitchfork. And those are my ducks. All right, I'm going to get a Danny again. Okay, well, we each have ducks.
And a cow. I mean, maybe you aren't lucky enough to have a cow. Okay, cool. I tried looking around with words and things. I couldn't figure out much with my numbers on my own, which feels like it makes sense. This doesn't feel like this is a very lone wolf sort of room.
No. You were saying we have a door to the north, as usual.
Yep.
And I have a plaque above it that tells me a code. Do we have any way to input the code?
Bill, you do not, but you can see on Danny's side that there is a keypad.
Ah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I want to get I know the code, so I want to get a message to you. I've got a duck-filled bathtub. I've got a sink with water in it. I have buckets. And I haven't looked at the toilet.
No, I haven't looked at my toilet yet either.
Can I look at the toilet?
Alright, Bill, your toilet appears to be a standard toilet, where next to the, and there appears to be a pneumatic tube. It appears to be sucking from your side. On top of the toilet sits a wooden cube with number 1 on all sides. Much like the one in the second room, where it also had the wooden cubes.
While he ponders that, what's my toilet area like?
Yours also appears to be toilet, doesn't appear to be connected or anything, thank goodness. Your pneumatic tube appears to be blowing, so if you move your hand a bit closer, you think that if you stuff something through it, it will come out just as quickly. And there's a little wooden, it's a wooden board and it says -- question mark.
Huh. Dash question mark?
Yep.
Okay. Now, this pneumatic tube. Obviously, if I put my little wooden cube in there, it looks like the cube would get sucked up and go to the other place.
You think it would get sucked up, and you would guess that based on how the things have been going and the fact that this is a room for team building, you'd have a pretty good shot that it will end up on the other room. I guess you have no way of knowing.
What else? Like, I've got buckets. Do they look like any of them would fit into the pneumatic tube area?
So the big 3 ones definitely don't, but the smaller ones, the ones that are like tiny, those definitely think they would fit inside.
Weren't you just going to start sending water at me? I'm just going to get water flooding my room through a tube.
Are our sinks at all? Like you said, my sink doesn't look like it's working. What would happen if I took the plug out of the sink and let water fall out of it?
You think it would fall down in the buckets, and once the buckets would be full, it would overflow to the floor.
Interesting.
There's more water than you think would fit into like a single bucket.
So how do I get information to Danny? I could send information through the tube, but I don't know what else other than the cube I could send. Did I see Danny pick up the thing that said blank blank question mark?
Yeah.
Oh, and I've got ducks. Okay, hold on.
I really wanted to send some ducks through, but I can't send anything.
With my ducks,
Mhm.
one of my ducks is coconut sized. Can it go through the tube?
As you turn it and fiddle it out, it's sort of poop, it gets stuck and it
Okay.
doesn't go anywhere.
I do have lots of other ducks.
But the coconut one is the most important.
It's the one I wanted to send.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering if, like, I could see which ducks have numbers on her side, but I don't know which ducks have numbers. Like, I've got this sink numerical system.
Mhm.
You're saying I have more water in the sink than would fit in even the biggest bucket?
Yeah. You think that it would fit about 2 buckets, maybe 2 of the big buckets, but
Like the red and then the yellow?
yeah.
Okay. I can send any of my little buckets, can't I?
Yes.
I'm going to send through the tube,
Mhm.
Danny,
Mhm.
on your end, boom, boom. You see coming out a little baby red bucket
Okay.
and a little baby yellow bucket. Both
Ok-
fly out of your
Okay.
tube.
Okay, baby red and baby yellow.
A little red bucket and a little yellow bucket.
What color were my buckets again?
Same as Bill. So the big one is red, the second one is yellow, and then the smallest one is blue.
Okay. So that would imply to me I know nothing regarding the sink business for this, except my sink does have markings on it of some
Mhm.
sort. I don't know where I would start with this, except possibly, I guess, I'll take my big red and my big yellow buckets to the bathtub
Mhm.
and fill them up with bath water.
Yep, that works.
then-
You need to shove out little duckies that really want to play inside your bucket. You need to shove them aside a little bit. No, we're working right now. Get a big scoopful of the red bucket, dump it into your little tray. Then take a big scoop of your yellow bucket, dump it into your sink, and it fills up to about to the 5 mark on your sink.
Okay, 5. That's good to know. Oh, wow, yeah, I didn't even notice. The sink digits are like a number with 2 dashes after it, and the ducks were dash number dash. Oh, these are, I see.
As is my one interesting duck I've just noticed as well.
Oh, okay. My ducks are going to have something to do with the second digit, but I don't know which duck I want.
I know nothing about your duck numbers.
No. All right, so I know that you're watching me. Okay, in this case, I will pick up my bathtub ducks and
Okay.
I'll go over to the mirror and I'll just start holding them up, showing you. I don't know that you saw them earlier, and I flip them all around so
Okay.
that you got numbers as well.
So, can you tell me, based on I've written down what your ducks are,
Mm-hmm.
what are the numbers of your black sheep duck?
It's a 7 in the middle,
Okay.
so blank 7 blank.
What about your blank angel duck?
3,
Farmer?
3, 6,
Native American 6?
then a 1 for the cow, and then a 4 for the king duck.
So you have a 3 on the angel and the farmer.
Yes,
Interesting.
I know, it's not an order, I was worried.
Well, in that case, something flies out of the tube. It's a little farmer duck.
Oh, okay. You have a farmer duck as well. Okay, that seems clear enough that I should probably put a 3.
And then a wooden cube comes out that has a 1 on it.
Oh, okay. All right. So I have the keypad, don't I? So I try putting 531 into it.
Bling! And with that, both of your doors open.
Nice.
Cool.
Again, you walk through a hallway, the doors close behind you, and it starts to get a bit darker, like it's almost pitch black. You can hear each other's footsteps as you enter the next room, but they're pitch black. Bill, on your far side, you can see a tiny little like red light from the keypad, and that's about all there is.
So I've got nothing?
You got a very dark room.
Okay.
Can I stumble my way over to the keypad?
Yeah, you can sort of hear Bill going, "Ow, ooh, ouch, oh, no, oh!" Yeah, it's a keypad. It's the same as all the other ones, but it's just like it's the tiniest light. There appears to be maybe like the light from the camera who's doing the observing, but other than that, there's just no light whatsoever.
Well, if ever I'm in pitch blackness, the first thing I do is I get down on my knees and I do a ground sweep so that I don't hit my shins on anything. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a while.
You stumble around for a little bit. There appears to be nothing on the floor, but in the middle wall appears to be like netting. So it appears to be like rope net or something. And there's holes about the size of your arm, so you could reach through if you wanted to.
Oh.
And
Hey, are you here? You there?
Yeah, it's very dark. That's my net voice.
this magical net that transforms Bill's voice. There was also the holes that make his accent more German for some reason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's my net voice. Bonjour. This is my net voice. would you, s'il vous plaît, could you please come here a little closer? I would like to tell you about all the things I have in my room. However, I cannot tell you because the room is very black. It's a dark room.
Yeah, same here.
I'm so sorry about the accent, but
It just happens.
you see, it's when there's a net, you know, they say you speak like
As you say,
a
Annette.
Frenchman.
Annette, French name.
And that is a French name. That is how just like Wall is a German name. Annette is a French name. So here I am. How do we solve this puzzle?
All right, this is making me sad now. Okay, I'm going to draw Annette.
Ooh, what a good picture of Annette. She looks just like a French woman.
Yeah, well, can you come
Yes.
closer to this? There is a net here. Don't be scared.
I'm not scared of nets. I embrace them, and I embrace the net.
Yep,
Do you
that's
think perhaps we should look for le switch du light?
That makes sense. Yeah, I did a floor sweep. It occurs to me now. That's not usually where light switches are.
Mon ami, you must look for lights in interesting places.
All right, I suppose that's fair. First of all, I would like to get to one of the walls so we can start doing a wall sweep. I'd probably like to head up towards the north wall because that's usually where exits are. But I want to feel at this net first, see if there are any interesting patches or if it's uniform the whole way.
As far as you can tell, like, if there's a hole, you haven't found it.
All right, in that case, yeah, I want to get up and have a feel around the north wall.
Do reach around the wall? Any area in particular?
If the doors have been in a pretty similar place in every room, hopefully near where a door has been, usually.
You feel the door, it's kind of the cold concrete, and eventually your hand lands on the door, like a clang almost. And then it's a clink, 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 as something metal falls onto the floor.
Oh no, okay, back to my floor sweeping then.
You reach around, and eventually you find like something small, like metal, like a little, almost like the size of a credit card or something. It's not super heavy, but it's if you feel a little bit close, it appears to be like some sort of sticky residue, or maybe it wasn't taped to the door properly or something.
Yeah, did you hear that? You hear that thing fall? It feels like a metal credit card-y type thing.
Zut alors!
You're so helpful.
Metal credit card type thing. What would that be? Not. I was hoping it was going to be a torch.
Yeah, it could fit somewhere. It could slide through something. Maybe much like a Nancy Drew game, I can now open any door.
Yes, all doors.
God, that was annoying.
It's a credit card style thing.
Mm-hmm.
Much like a credit card, does it have raised bumps upon
Oh.
it that you can feel with your hands that represent numbers?
You feel there's some indentations, but it's kind of hard to make out. There's definitely something there, but there's also some scratches and some other things that it's not a super clear, like A or whatever. It's just a little bit too messed up to make it out by just touch alone.
Emma, could you pass me the credit card?
Oh, yeah, sure. You think your faint light is
Yeah,
enough?
can I see that in the light of the glowing thing, or is it too faint?
If you hold it up to the credit card, you see 3 numbers, and they are 285.
Beep, boop, boop.
Bling!
That's it. Doors
Nice.
open.
And the doors open, and the lights slowly turn on. It's not too bright to you. You can see what's been there. Yeah, the rooms are again fairly bare. There was just nothing really there except the little plaque on the door. You walk through the next set of doors, and there appears to be, again, you can no longer hear each other. You can see a big metal wall. And once again, there appear to be several wooden cubes on either side. Again, much like the ones in the earlier rooms, are just wooden cubes. Again, numbers 1 through 9. In the middle, there appears to be almost like a seesaw, but only like one half of a seesaw.
I love it.
And there appears to be 3 in a row. The one closest to the door you came through. From your perspective, it's down, Danny. Bill, from your perspective, it's up. Danny, the one in the middle is straight. And the one on the far right is up from your perspective and down from your perspective, Bill. And there appears to be another door with a keypad. Again, 2 red lights. And for both of you, a plaque that reads the code is something.
Cool. So we both have keypads again?
Both have keypads, both have
Good.
codes.
I was missing them.
So if we have a look at these seesaws,
Mhm.
they are tilted in particular ways.
Mhm.
Is there anything on them? Or are they just...
As far as you can
Seesaws.
tell, I think from your perspective, Bill, the first one is sort of hanging up. You don't see anything on your side, so maybe there's something on the other side that you can tell. But if you look at the one that's furthest away from you, that's the one that's down on your side, you don't think there's any weight on there from your side. So either there must be something stacked underneath, or maybe there's something pulling it up, something along those lines. But you don't see anything on top of the seesaws.
can I take the one that is up in my area?
Mhm.
Can I change the level of that seesaw?
Are you pulling it?
I'm just going to grab it and like pull
Yep.
it down, so it's now
It
down
gives
on my
way.
side.
It gives way a little bit, but you get a sort of a robotic voice saying, "Human input detected. Resetting code in 5."
I put it back up.
Okay, and as you let go, it sort of slides back.
So what was that? What type of input was detected?
Human input.
You touched it with your filthy living hands. All right, Billy, can you stop listening for a moment?
I will stop listening.
When I feel around with these cubes, do they feel like they're different weights?
Yes, very much so.
Excellent. I would like to take my 9 cube and put it on the middle one, the one that is currently balanced.
It goes flat on your side. Bill,
I am back.
the middle one has gone up.
The middle one has gone up.
Yeah.
Now that the middle one is up, I'm going to put a block with a 1 on that middle one.
It goes down slightly.
Okay, I remove that block and I put on a 2.
Goes back, it goes down slightly more.
I remove that and I put on a 3.
Oh, for God's sake.
After a little bit of trial and error, which for the sake of the podcast, I will...
It goes down a third of the way.
yeah,
I put on a 9.
it levels out.
Okay, so the middle one is 9. I'm assuming she's giving me her code. I'm going to put a block on the southmost thingamajiggy.
Yep.
Dani, you see yours, presumably, I don't know if yours goes up on your end, but if you just close your eyes, I'm going to show the block number that I'm putting on.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes down slightly. It goes slightly more straight, I guess. But it's still...
Oh, interesting.
If you take a closer look at them, you can see sort of like the pivot, the one that's in the seesaw that's in the middle appears to be sort of stuck into the wall, and the pivot that's from the one that's going up is not quite center. So it appears to be like almost like a little bit
messing with it.
It appears to be an unbalanced seesaw in a way.
Okay, I am happy to take charge.
Please, you take charge. I have no concept of how to express what's going on.
All right, I'm going to take my block off the middle one.
Mhm.
Billy, I assume you see yours fall.
Yep.
And I'm going to put it back on the middle one.
And then it goes back up. It goes to the middle again.
Okay, cool. All right, sweet. All right.
And then I do the exact same thing one more time.
All right, so I put on my code 999.
Bling!
Screw the other ones.
Yeah, we
Use
don't
the
need
one
to
that
understand
works.
them. All right, cool. I go to my middle one, and I put a block on my end, which if you close your eyes, Dani,
Sure.
is that block.
All right.
All right, so I assume mine comes clunking down.
Well, now that you have nothing on it, yeah, presumably
Well,
yours is...
No, I still had my 9 on it.
Yes,
so.
then yes, it will come
So it
clunking
becomes
down.
Cool.
clunking down. Your cube almost rolls off, but then it goes slightly. It goes up a little bit.
Oh, just up a little bit? Okay, that sounds like a medium number. All right, so I'm going to take off my 9. Let's replace it again, just trial and erroring with a 7.
It sways back. It comes back. It clunks down on your side again. Takes a little bit longer than the
5.
9.
A 5 will still clunk down, but less so.
4.
Down.
3.
Down.
2. Okay. Lovely.
Suddenly, the 2 that you have sitting there, it goes for a second down to the bottom, and then it lifts just a bit above center.
Oh, okay. So 3?
It levels out.
Ooh.
I've taken on the Game Master role. Suddenly, your 3 goes straight to the bottom, and then way up to the top.
Okay. Surely not I mean, why not? Let's go back to the 9. You never know.
It is below center on your end.
That still doesn't sound like much. 8?
It levels out.
I love it. I wait because I know that we can have different numbers of numbers.
Nothing changes.
All right, I go up to my keypad and I do 2, 3, 8.
Bing!
Yes.
And
Nice.
with that, the doors open, and
I feel bad for the other seesaws, but it worked.
you enter into the lobby of the place you got to, and there's the guy appears to be standing there, and he's making notes of his checklist, and he's like, "Oh, very good. I'm impressed. You solved the room, and I've seen some interesting solutions." He scribbles down something more on his notepad. And I think
Take that, 40-year-old.
I'll be making a positive report to your boss.
But I mean, yeah.
But which one of us won?
One is more positive than the
won?
other, right?
There's a
Right?
sigh. There's a
You-
little bit of a
you
scratch.
good-looking person.
We will need some time to correlate the results, and we will set
You
the full
see, anything she can do, I can do better.